Hi there. In this Microsoft Excel video, we'll take a look at what tables are. So I'm going to create a new document. And I'll add some data. I'll just minimize this one. So I'm going to say product. And I'll say Monday. And all the way to Friday. And I'll say total. And I'll sell some hardware. So I'll sell, or tools I should say. So I'll say hammer, pliers, wrenches, Allen keys, files, socket set. That should be it. On Monday we sold 10 hammers, and I'll basically just populate this with data. So I'll just pause that while I do. So I've got the products that I've sold, how many I sold each day for the entire week. So now what I'm going to do is add, I'm going to format this as a table so we can see what that gives us. So I'm going to select from A1 to G7, and I'm going to choose format as table. And I'll pick a table type. If you're only creating a table for the screen, you can safely use these ones. Otherwise, you might want to use paler colors so they don't use up all of the ink in your ink cartridge. So this dialog pops up, and notice it says my table has headers checked because it notices that this data has a different type than this data. So it recognizes that those are probably the titles for those columns. So those are table headers. So I choose OK. And it doesn't add table headers for me. That's the actual text that I used. So what happened here is it basically created a nice theme here. So we can actually choose a different theme if we like. Different styles. So that's one thing the table gives us. It also gives us the ability to sort and filter immediately. So we don't have to choose an array and then sort and filter. And this will apply to the entire the entire table. So if I want to filter this alphabetically, everything that belongs to hammer will go with hammer. So I'll filter that alphabetically, or sorry, sort it alphabetically. So you'll see hammer still 10, 8, 10, 11, 12. 10, 8, 10, 11, 12. So we don't have to keep those rows together by selecting the array before we filter. So that's a benefit of using a table. Now another benefit is if I add a formula here, presently this column's blank, it's got no data, but I'm going to add a formula. I'll just use AutoSum. I press enter, and notice it cascades down. Also, with my table selected, I get this design view. It's a context-sensitive design tab that's particular to the table. So I want to add a total row. So you see it automatically pops in total for me. And it adds that formula down at the bottom. It formats that row to look like a total as well. And now I'm just going to quickly add. Notice that when you click on a cell that's inside of that total row, we get a drop down and we can choose from some common formulas. So I just want to sum that up, and then I'm going to autofill that across. So we don't have to choose sum from every one of those. Now another benefit is if I add a column or start adding data in a column that's adjacent to the table, it'll extend the table automatically. We can also extend the table with that little backwards L there as well, but it'll automatically extend. So I'm going to type in average sales here. I press enter and notice the table extends, and now I'll just say equals average. I'm just using my drop down to choose average and then tab, and of course we want to average these ones, not the total though, of course, and that extends down. If we want to autofill that, we can actually just use the average there. That should probably be, oh, that's fine. Also notice it's given under the design here, it's given the table a name called table 1. So it's already named that array for us. So we could be more specific and name it something else if we like, but table 1's fine. So it's already named that group of cells. So if we need to access those cells via VLOOKUP or data validation, it's already set up as table 1. Now, if I need to add an additional cell, so if I go to my last cell here and I hit tab, notice it pops in a new row for me. So I don't have to insert a row. So I'll say dental tools, and we sold 11 of those, and then 9, 7. So it's actually extends depending on how we navigate inside of this table as well. So that's using table. Oh, one other thing, if you decide that you don't want the table anymore, so you don't want all that functionality, I can't think of a situation where you'd want to remove that, but if you want it to go back to a regular range, you can select the table, everything inside of the table. You can actually just click anywhere in the table and then just choose convert to range, and now it's just a normal range, but it looks like a table except for there's no filtering. If you want to go back to a table, you can just select it again and format as table. So that's basically how tables work and what they're for. We'll look at those in conjunction with pivot tables as well later on. Thanks so much for watching.